please remain standing for the invocation, which will be offered by Reverend Lisa Robichek.
Let us unite our hearts in prayer. Almighty God, known by many names and heard in many voices, we invoke your presence with us this day as we celebrate the accomplishments of these young people receiving diplomas and beginning new chapters in their lives. For this time, this place, and all gathered here, in person and in spirit, we give you thanks. So much has been accomplished, and so many hands and hearts and minds have been a part of the success that brings us all here. We give thanks to the teachers, coaches, mentors, family members, and friends who have supported these graduates in their learning and formation. We give thanks to the Kentucky Country Day School and to the administrators and advisors and founders of this educational institution for providing an environment that nurtures growth and inspires wisdom. And we give thanks to the students before us who have given of themselves in so many ways, showing dedication and perseverance in their classes, sports, activities, and friendships. As we acknowledge great joy and accomplishment today, we also recognize hints of sadness, because leaving behind people and places and routines that are known and loved is far from easy. Help us, O God, to make room for all of these feelings, knowing that this is a natural response in times of immense change, and that you hold us securely through our hopeful anticipations and fearful uncertainties. During this graduation ceremony, flood our memories with events and people for whom we are grateful, and kindle our thoughts as we dream into new stories of full lives ahead. And now calm our hearts and enliven our minds, O God, so that we are fully present in this time we have marked and set aside for celebration. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
It is really a distinct honor and privilege to welcome you to the 45th Annual Commencement Exercises of Kentucky Country Day School. We will begin the program this evening with some remarks by the presidents of the senior class, D.T. Trowell and Claire Hamilton.
This just in. The class of 2017 has just won their right to graduate with flying colors. Live from St. Matthew's Baptist Church, this is D.T. Trowell and Claire Hamilton with your sports updates. Over to you, Claire.
Thanks, D.T. The Kentucky Country Day School class of 2017 had an impressive and focused warm-up. It started off with the playground in kindergarten, where the students were able to learn the basics of the monkey bars and how to listen, at least sometimes, to their teachers. We were then introduced to our competitive sides with the Bearcat Festival and the Fun Run, where we raced, hurled, and cried our way to the finish line of the track with our fellow classmates, who then joined us in spending $20 worth of tickets at the cakewalk. As lower school went on, we began to polish our voices and practice our memorization skills with Grandparents' Day and plays like Cinderella and the Nutcracker. Where our colors truly showed was during the days of Explore More, which taught us how to do our own hair, makeup, and nails, and most importantly, how to have fun. Middle school turned out to be a greater test, as Camp Joy and Pine Mountain challenged us to be independent and get out of our comfort zones, unexpectedly leaving some of us, including myself, wandering on a mountain for what seemed like hours. List dances and bat mitzvahs were also a highlight, as they brought out the students' social side with songs like Party Rock Anthem and Drop It Like It's Hot. With years of experience and new sets of skills under our belts, the Bearcats were more than ready for the game.
Although the students were ready to play, the first quarter started out in a new stadium, the upper school. That took some time to get used to. The Bearcats knew it would be a change, as some came from different schools, while others had been at KCD for what seemed like an eternity. While we started off a little shaky and somewhat nervous, the students were still able to enjoy our time and come out of the quarter with some highlights, including getting our own laptops, having the great honor of wearing a lanyard, and being lucky enough to smell like dog food and ketchup in our time in the Yummy Hut during Wild Kingdom Day. Some members of the class began to excel. Some members played on the sports varsity teams. Others took the stage. A few qualified at a state level in speech, and still others found passion for quick recall.
The second quarter showed great improvement. The 2017 Bearcats got into a groove and were able to feel more involved and cohesive. You could tell we were still apprehensive about our worth, but we began to experiment with our environment and find our niches. Free periods, Sweet 16s, new cars, and simply not being at the bottom of the pyramid any longer were highlights from the second quarter. The Bearcats went into the third quarter knowing what we needed to do and with confidence gained from the year before.
Everything we had learned in the early quarters propelled us forward into the third quarter. Whether it was ACT testing or having to run from the junior parking lot all the way to the high school in the rain. The third quarter proved to be as tough and as gritty as everybody said it had. But the class of 2017 was ready for the challenge. The Bearcats had to push through numerous AP classes, standardized tests, and all the while finding time for extracurricular activities such as community service and clubs, still with college applications looming. While it was a struggle to finish the third quarter strong, the junior ring ceremony and sign-outs gave us a glimpse for hope for the fourth quarter.
The fourth and final quarter was bittersweet. While some of the students wanted it to last forever, others were more than ready for it to end. For each person, the game had gone differently, for some proving to be more of a challenge than for others. The sudden endings to our yearly festivities and the traditions were reminders that our time was coming to a close. It was our last Bearcat Festival, the last time playing on our home field, the last sweaty homecoming dance in the tiny Wilder Room. Each last event proved to be tough to part from, and the things we once may not have incredibly enjoyed became appreciated. We came to realize that our classmates were our family, and that we would soon part ways.
With our last few months left, the Bearcats learned where we would be going after our final quarter. We began to look ahead to the future and forget about our game, instead beginning to enjoy our soon-to-be victory and basking in the glow of the win. And with our final test, the graduation, the class of 2017 thrived and sealed the deal, acing our finals, except calculus.
Sorry, Dr. Goldberg.
And finishing our senior projects.
As we say farewell and part ways with the school where we have grown, this is Claire and DT signing off.
It's a great day to be a Bearcat, but it's a better day to graduate. What a game!
Thank you so much for that live ESPN Sports update. It's been a great year for you guys, right? And I think I smelled you that year, the ketchup and all that, you're rolling around in the mud. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Anyways, thank you guys. The class valedictorian is chosen from among the top 10% of the class in a selection process which considers both academic standing and overall rigor of elected course of study. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our co-valedictorians, Catherine Beish, Yihong Hu.
Thank you to Mr. Lyman,
Ms. Harris,
Mr. Cox,
distinguished guests,
parents,
and friends. Whether you've come to join us all the way from China,
or whether you live here in Louisville, we very much appreciate all of your support.
congratulations to the class of 2017.
The class of academic achievers, superstar athletes, talented thespians, inspired artists, dreamers, leaders, change makers.
The members of our class come from countless different backgrounds, are involved in countless different activities, and will impact the world in countless different ways.
Yet, we have all come together to form an unforgettable class. Although we are unique individuals, we are all KCD Bearcats. What does it mean to be a Bearcat? First, the Bearcat B stands for belonging. Even though Yihong is, wait for it,
Not from here.
as she never fails to mention.
And even though Catherine is one of only 2 gingers in the entire KCD upper school.
We both belong in the KCD community. The Bearcat E stands for excellence. Because we belong, we can also excel. Yihong, for example, won the state competition for Science Olympiad, taught lower schoolers piano, competed on the math team, and served as a stage manager for numerous KCD theatrical productions.
And Catherine finaled at the state competition for future problem solving, represented KCD in 11 all-state and national honors choirs, also competed on the math team, and led middle school fellowship for Christian athletes.
And we are just 2 members of this excellent class. Over the course of the last 4 years, the entire class of 2017 has demonstrated excellence, both at KCD and in the community.
The Bearcat A stands for achievement. Our class has truly achieved. We have an International Science Fair finalist,
Lacrosse state champions,
Governor's Cup champions,
speech team state champions,
Science Olympiad state champions,
Gold Award recipients.
and potential future Olympians.
The Bearcat R stands for relationships. Throughout all of our achievement, our journey as Bearcats has been memorable because of the relationships that we have formed along the way. We have developed friendships that will last a lifetime. I know that when we embark on this next chapter of our lives, we will miss our fellow Bearcats dearly.
The Bearcat C stands for citizenship. Even though I only have a visa, as well as this class, will all remember the values that KCD has instilled in all of us. The importance of being a citizen, scholar, and steward.
As citizens at KCD, our class has engaged in the many unique opportunities that KCD has to offer, such as the speech team, the Community Service Club, CUNA and KYA, and the Peer Writing Center.
As scholars, we've challenged ourselves in many unique opportunities and enjoyed the freedom of taking classes that interest us, like multivariable calculus and AP French.
As stewards, our class has given back to the KCD community through service, leadership, and mentoring of younger Bearcats.
The second Bearcat A stands for academics. Being Bearcats, we've had the privilege to acquire an outstanding education because of KCD's distinguished academics.
We are so grateful for all of the wonderful teachers who have provided us with this exceptional academic foundation. Thank you, teachers, for all of your guidance and inspiration during our high school careers.
The Bearcat T stands for timelessness. Because being a Bearcat is timeless. Some of us have spent 14 years at KCD, and some of us only a few. Regardless, we will always be Bearcats.
So, what does it mean to be a Bearcat? Belonging, excellence, achievement, relationships, citizenship, academics, and timelessness. Bearcat. We are proud to be class of 2017 Bearcats, and we look forward to the success that this class of Bearcats will achieve in the future. Thank you. And go Bearcats!
Thank you so much for those wonderful words, and I can now spell Bearcat, so it comes in handy. This portion of the program is reserved for the presentation of specific awards to members of the graduating class. Before I confer the individual awards, I would like to recognize the seniors who completed the KCD Honors Program. Please stand when your name is called. They are Shreya Dadwani, Sarah Hyman, Vivek Lohana, Rebecca Palmer-Bell, Joshua Taylor, Noah Gillis, Claire Kennedy, Nabiha Mustaq, Nashwa Salim, Shruti Wawa. Congratulations. I would also like to recognize our National Merit semifinalist. Please stand to be recognized, Shruti Wadwa. Please join me in congratulating the following seniors who are graduating cum laude this year. Would they please stand as I read their name? Isa Ahmed, Olivia Burkett, Tia Dowling, Sarah Hyman, Eliza Snyder, Shruti Wawa, Catherine Beish, Rui de Govea Pinto, Isabel Geller, Aaron Lattis, Josh Taylor, Nan Wu, Kendall Beach, Shreya Dadwani, Yihong Hu, Nashwa Salim. Congratulations. Each year, the faculty selects a senior girl to receive the Susan McElwain Memorial Award. The 4 areas covered by this award are character, scholarship, sportsmanship, and athletics. The award this year is given to Allie Hale. The James Pittman Sams Jr. Award is presented to a senior boy who has demonstrated in every capacity the high ideals of academics, sportsmanship, qualities of character, leadership, and personality exemplified by the beloved alumnus. The award this year is given to Cole Gallagher. The Senior Science and Math Award is presented to one or more seniors in recognition of outstanding achievement, good character, and superior intellectual promise in the fields of math and science. The recipient, as selected by the faculty of the Science and Math departments, is Yihong Hu. The Chairman's Award is given to that senior or those seniors who, in the opinion of the faculty, have, in the past year, shown a marked development of academic interest, concern for the school, and moral leadership. The recipients are Isa Ahmed, Eliza Snyder, Vivek Lohana, and Josh Taylor. You can't choreograph everything. The Nancy Bowling Prize in Expository Writing was created in memory of Nancy Bowling, a graduate of the class of 1979. This award goes to the senior who shows the most talent and interest in this form of prose. The award, which includes a sum of money derived from the endowed gift, is presented this year to Catherine Bache. The Dorothy O'Brien Memorial Award goes to the senior who best represents the qualities that Dorothy Calkin O'Brien fostered in her students by her own example: dedication to Kentucky Country Day School, honesty, respect for others, appreciation for work well done, and humor that restores. The recipient this year is Sarah Hyman. The Headmaster's Award goes to the senior boy and girl who, in the opinion of the faculty, best exemplifies the standards, attitude, and scholarship of Kentucky Country Day School. This year's recipients are Kendall Beach and Rui de Govai Pinto. I would now like to ask Marche Harris, our beloved upper school director, to introduce tonight's special graduation speaker.
It is my pleasure to introduce Russell F. Cox. Russell F. Cox assumed his current position as President and Chief Executive Officer of Norton Healthcare, a $2 billion healthcare organization, on January 1st, 2017. He joined Norton Healthcare in September 2000 as Vice President of Support Services. He was appointed Senior Vice President of Operations and Development in October 2002, and Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer in September of 2005. In April 2013, he was appointed President and Chief Operating Officer, and in 2014, his duties were combined under the title of President, Norton Healthcare. Russ has more than 30 years of executive experience in healthcare. A lifelong resident of Louisville, he earned his bachelor and master's degree from the University of Louisville's College of Education and Human Development. He also graduated from the executive program of the Vanderbilt University Owens School of Management. He has been active in the community by serving on various nonprofit boards and currently serves as vice chair of the Bellarmine University Board of Trustees. He also is a member of the Kentucky Chamber Board of Trustees, Greater Louisville, Inc. Board of Trustees, and is a member of the WDRB Editorial Board. He is a past chair of Leadership Louisville and the Kentucky Country Day School Board of Trustees. Russ and his wife, Kathy, are the proud parents of Christian, a 2016 graduate of KCD and current student at Vanderbilt, and Will, a rising senior at KCD. Please join me in welcoming Russell F. Cox.
So often in the evening, my wife Kathy and I will go for a walk in the neighborhood. Just a couple of nights ago, we were out on one of these walks, and we happened on a yard that had a sign that said, "Proud graduate of Kentucky Country Day lives here." And it caused us both to stop. And I asked Kathy, I said, "They didn't used to do that. They didn't do it last year when Christian was a senior." She looked at me and she said, "They better do it next year when Will is a senior." So we both decided that it was a great idea. So, honey, I've got great news for you. We've got a head start on the sign. We may have to work on the date a little bit, but we've got a head start on the sign. That's the good news. The bad news is there's a KCD family in our neighborhood that's wondering where their sign went. We apologize in advance. This is such an honor for me. I can't tell you how wonderful it is to be here with you tonight. I can't tell you how much is in my heart about the graduates that are here, the parents that are here. And first, let me congratulate the faculty and staff of Kentucky Country Day School for successfully guiding this very august group seated here with us tonight. You're to be praised for a job well done. Second, let me congratulate the parents, grandparents, and all other caregivers. You've provided support of all kinds, beyond resources imaginable, to ensure that these young men and women could be here tonight to appropriately culminate and celebrate a lifetime of scholastic work and achievement. I do want to say that the experience I've had with Kentucky Country Day School has taught me this. What makes Kentucky Country Day School great is this faculty that sits here that made this possible tonight. I ask you to join, stand up, and let's give this faculty the standing ovation that they deserve tonight. And finally, class of 2017, welcome to the most memorable night you'll ever experience. Most everyone here tonight can remember everything vividly about the night they graduated, especially their upper school graduation. You will too. Congratulations. You know, in just a few minutes, each of you are going to walk across this stage and receive something to which less than 5,000 people in the entire world can claim ownership. A diploma from Kentucky Country Day. I don't have one. I'm envious of each and every one of you. I believe it's a decided advantage to have one. Over the past few years, I've become very enamored of a phrase with which I'm sure you're all familiar. In fact, I've heard many of you actually use this phrase. I've got this. It's a simple phrase, but one that's helped me convince myself that I can get through difficult situations and circumstances, and I can rise higher and give more to make it through some tough times. Typically, I say it to myself, or at a minimum, very quietly, but I've said it quite often. In reality, this phrase is only empty words if there's no preparation and substance with which to back it up. You simply can't say, "I've got this," if you don't, in fact, have it. Fortunately for each of you, what you're getting as you walk across this stage is a warranty that you are prepared and that you do have it, and definitely can say, "I've got this." You'll certainly have occasion to use that phrase as you move ahead to the next leg of your journey of this lifelong learning. Despite the incredible job this faculty has done preparing you with this rigorous curriculum, there's going to be times over the next few years when you're going to question your ability to handle the concepts, the content of new learning, and the volume of work that's going to be expected in very aggressive time frames. You're going to have some self-doubt about the preparation that you have and what you can handle, but you're going to be wrong. Above all, KCD has taught you how to think. Not what to think, but how to think. How to take facts and information and appropriately question them, and how to learn. Simply stated, it's that scholar part of our motto. You know how to synthesize information and process concepts accordingly. KCD has prepared you to prioritize and handle demands strategically and logically. And when those doubts rise up in your soul, I ask you to rely on those three words. I've got this, because you do. You can certainly find confidence that the graduates who came before you felt that same doubt that you're probably going to feel. They relied on their KCD roots and rose above the doubt and persisted to success. They had it, and now you do too. Believe it or not, there's going to be times in the next few years when the values that have been ingrained in you and that you've embraced in your years at KCD will be challenged and perhaps even called into question. That's just how our world operates these days. This can take many forms and manifest itself in many ways. You might be encouraged to participate in exclusionary tactics due to someone's beliefs or appearance. You may be encouraged to cut a corner or take a shortcut in order to achieve a little bit more favorable score or a better outcome. Most certainly, you'll be afforded the opportunity to participate in some activities that deviate from the guardrails provided by KCD and your parents. All I ask of you is to always take inventory of your true north and what you believe and what you've been taught and what has been instilled in your educational and personal upbringing. Call upon the learning from KCD as to the value of each individual. Call upon the honor and pride that you felt during these years by never shortchanging hard work and midnight oil. After all, if you've survived your junior year at KCD, you can handle anything college can throw your way. So call upon those lessons that you've learned around selflessness, helping others when possible. Most of all, you know right from wrong. Execute on that knowledge. It's the citizen part of our motto. And when you're tempted to cut that corner or take that shortcut or perhaps even test this newfound freedom that you have in less than an appropriate way, I want you to remember those three words. I've got this. Because you do. Again, KCD has demonstrated that including others is always better. Hard work and refusing to take shortcuts is always better. And that who you are and what you stand for will not only define you as an individual, but it will define KCD. Because forever forward, you're an alumnus of KCD. So here we are left with steward, the last value in our motto. Stewardship's the act of responsibly caring for those things that you've been given. Going to KCD is a privilege. It is not a right. Your parents, your families have sacrificed so that you might have the honor of being here tonight and receiving this recognition of such accomplished learning. Not only is gratitude something that you should provide to them, but responsible stewardship of this opportunity is a necessity as well. In the famous French story, The Little Prince, a fox becomes the best friend of the young royal on a fictitious planet. When the fox must depart from the prince forever, he offers to tell him the world's most wonderful secret if the prince meets certain conditions. The little prince agrees, does what's expected, and then asks to be told what that greatest secret is. The fox simply replies, "Only that which is invisible is essential." The most essential things in life can't be seen with the naked eye. Love, gratitude, friendship, hope, integrity, trust, compassion, values. Take this knowledge and apply it wisely, but with humility. Find ways to make our world better by being great at that invisible that the fox spoke of. KCD's taught you the importance of stewardship. You've got this. As I wrap up tonight, I'd like to ask three things from each of you as graduates. And as you leave tonight to go do the great things that we all know that you certainly will do. Number one, there won't be a test at the end, by the way. Number one, take action. Do something. Too often these days, people confuse words and charisma as action. Personally, I've learned to spend a lot less time listening to what people say and more time watching what they actually do. When you really pay attention, you're going to be amazed by how many talkers there are out there versus doers. The people who are making a difference are the ones who are actually acting on those thoughts and ideas. And by the way, you may not always have 100% of the information that you need to be comfortable at taking an action, but don't be paralyzed by that. Get going and do something. As you go forward, promise me that you'll become known for your doing rather than your talking. Number two, for crying out loud, live in the moment. As adults, we should probably apologize to each of you tonight. It seems we spent all of your preschool days preparing you for lower school, then all of your lower school days preparing you for middle school, and then all of your middle school days preparing you for upper school. And then tonight, we all turn around and wonder where the time went and how we got here so fast. Hopefully, we allowed you to enjoy some of the now moments along the way, but starting tonight, that's on you. Live in the now and soak it in. Appreciate the opportunity to go to college and learn new and different things and meet new people. Appreciate the opportunity to experience a new level of freedom and independence, but promise me that you'll always look around and let something stimulate your senses about where you are and what's happening. That way you'll always have something that will help trigger your memory to help you remember these glorious days you're about to encounter. I can vividly remember the song Fame by David Bowie blaring from someone's dorm room as I walked to my first class as a freshman in college. Every time I hear it now, I feel the same nervousness I felt that August day, and it feels great. Every time I smell newly mown grass, I think about those hot August days walking across campus while the grounds were being cut. And I associate that smell with the newfound independence of college, and it makes me smile. I have more that I could share, but the details of smells I experienced as a freshman just might get me in trouble, so we'll pass on that one. Let's face it, you're going to have great moments like this where your senses are absolutely going to be set on fire. Just make sure you pay attention and enjoy your todays. Despite what others may tell you, including some of us parents, now is not the time to chase tomorrows. Now's the time to appreciate and accumulate todays. Each and every one of them. Number 3, please promise me that you'll spend at least half of your day doing something kind. That's right, half your day. It's not nearly as burdensome as you might think. Kindness can be listening when someone needs to talk, and I mean without looking at your phone when you're listening. Kindness can be a smile. Kindness can be secretly waving to a little one in a stroller or a high chair. Kindness can be holding the hand of a grandparent who invested in you so long ago. Kindness can be doing your part in a relationship and being tolerant of those who may not be doing theirs. Kindness can be showing gratitude for what you've been blessed with. It can be making a friend of someone radically different from you. And most of all, and write this down, it can be calling your mom next year or texting your dad. Either way, it's important, and it's a way to show kindness. I've long believed that there are really only 2 kinds of people in this whole world. There's givers and there's takers. And the givers are the ones who win in life. Promise me you'll be a giver. I believe if you live these things fully, everything else will fall beautifully into place. And don't forget the lesson from the fox. Only that which is invisible is essential. Promise me that you'll be great at the invisible. So as we send you on your way, please remember, you've got this. And when it gets tough in those first weeks of college and beyond, remember that guy at graduation who kept telling you, you got this. Because he's going to be right about that. You do have it, and oh, so much more. You know what? You're exactly what we hoped, prayed, and dreamed you would be when we tearfully left you as kindergartners on that first day. Citizens, scholars, and stewards. Congratulations.
Russ, thank you so much for those inspirational words. And I can also make the phone call to the woman who contacted me earlier about a yard sign. So I can take care of that this evening on the way out. Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask Ms. Harris to join me for the conferring of diplomas. Please hold your applause until all diplomas have been awarded.
Isa Aftab Ahmed cum laude. Caroline Rose Anderson. Elizabeth Ross Arterberry. Catherine Elise Bache, cum laude. Kendall Nicole Beach, cum laude. Carly Ann Broussard. Catherine Dorsey Brown. Olivia Alice Burkett, cum laude. Riddy Chibber. Margaret Louise Creech. Claire Lillian Dickinson. Shreya Devi Dadwani, cum laude. Tia Catherine Dowling, cum laude. Anne Nicole Friedman. Brittany Danielle Fullerton. Isabel Elise Geller, cum laude. Mary Catherine Green. Olivia Anne Green. Allie Jo Hale. Claire Elizabeth Hamilton. Hanya Hawk. Lauren Michelle Hernandez. Yihong Hu, cum laude. Sarah Rose Hyman, cum laude. Rachel Sue Jennings. Nicole Faith Keenan. Claire Elizabeth Kennedy. Alexandra Crittenden Lavin. Elizabeth Dabney Lavin. Michelle Doris Elizabeth Mead. Nabiha Mushtaq. Yasmin Fatima Nazir. Rebecca Langab Palmerball. Molly Pusteau. Emma Catherine Richmond. Olivia Adele Rhodey. Alexandra Melissa Rumke. Nashwa Ahmed Salim, cum laude. Kiera Alela DeLay Scott. Eliza Glenn Snyder, cum laude. Julia Lynn Spurrier. Isabella Ann Takogi. Lily Martine Tway. Isabel Ann Verona. Shruti Wadwa, cum laude. Nan Wu, cum laude. Nicholas Robert Bailey. Chase Michael Baird. Mason Winthrop Bennett. Connor Hampton Brown. Nathan Jacob Cohen. Chandler Michael Culata. Rui Joseph de Govea Pinto, cum laude. Patrick Thomas Dermody. Cole Anthony Dickens. Rami Ray El Khatib. Jared Robert Frank. Mike Gopsky. Cole Lewis Gallagher. Noah Carl Gillis. Mitchell Lee Gordon. Benjamin Philip Gould. Justin Rice Grissom. Ranju Hu. Ed Lee Johnson. Tejas Kadeh. Hayden Alexander Kraus. Aaron Joseph Lattice, cum laude. Vivek Parkash Lohana. Nikita Vadim Madorsky. Anthony Leroy Mathis II. Douglas Jones Moore. Lucas Allen Purnell. Michael Vladislav Simonov. Gabriel Jordan Sherman. Joshua Aiden Taylor, cum laude. Nicholas Peter Tvbaugh. David Tyler Rashawn Trowell. Connor Blake Widman.
Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2017. Please remain standing for the benediction by Reverend Robichek.
And now may God's blessing follow you from this place. May you have wisdom in your heart and mind, concern for the good of others, success in the midst of challenges, courage to seek your true calling, belief in yourself to make these dreams come true, strength to do your best and endure, and the guiding light of faith to know deeply that wherever you go and whatever you do, God's love will always see you through. Amen.